CM Punk has once again saved night one of a two-night pay-per-view because this show sucked. Other than the main event and other than half of the celebrity match, this show was not a SummerSlam level pay-per-view. This is an A show. This is an A level pay-per-view, and it was not that. But the main event was insane. I think it was great. The post-match segment was great. We're going to get to that. Let's go in chronological order, and then we'll go through the show, and you tell me what you think of this A-tier pay-per-view in 2025. Because so far, the Rumble wasn't great, WrestleMania wasn't great, SummerSlam Night 1 wasn't great. And one problem with this is I saw the Night 1 card this morning. The Night 1 card consisted of like 3-4 tag team matches, and the Night 2 card consisted of all the 4-5 no DQ matches. Why didn't they want to balance it out a little bit? Why? Like, it's so top heavy. We've got cage match tomorrow. We've got the no DQ match tomorrow. We've got the street fight tomorrow. We've got the TLC match tomorrow. We could have like swapped something out, surely, because the pacing wasn't great. But we got to the main event, and the main event was insane. I'll be honest. And CM Punk has done it again. This man deserves the Night 2 main event at some point, man. Come on. What more does he have to do? But we'll get to that. So the show kicks off. We've got, first of all, the ads in between every single match, before every match, after every match. The ads are insane. It's too much. Like, this, okay, it's now 2:30 in the morning. So that means the show's been just under 3.5 hours. And if you add it up, I bet 30 minutes of that was ads. Like, come on, man. Come on. When the first match started, it'd already been 20 minutes into the show. This is like when the entrances ended. So, Cardi B comes out, and all she did was scream. Like, this is what happens when you get like a dad who doesn't know who's popping, who doesn't know who's like the famous people and who would fit. They just get, some name they think is famous and they invite them. Because she was screaming, she had no idea what to do. Just screaming. I couldn't even make out what she was saying. I think she called out Logan Paul fans, and then she called out Randy Orton fans, and then called it a day. That was our celebrity involvement that they were like gassing up so much just so they could get a couple extra clicks. Waste of time. And then we go into the opener, which I think was a solid opener. It wasn't a 5-star classic like some people on Twitter were saying, because some people just like to glaze Roman Reigns, glaze Jey Uso, glaze Triple H in the WWE. It was not. It was a solid opener, but that was it. And when these entrances happened, Jey Uso came out and Roman Reigns came out. And when Roman Reigns was coming out, I just thought to myself, this is the biggest draw in the industry, behind, Cena. And you've got him opening in a tag match at SummerSlam. Like, come on, man. You got to do something better than that, man. Come on. This is the biggest draw the WWE, you have invested 2012, 13 years in this guy, 4-year title reign. And now you have him opening SummerSlam in a tag match. Like, what are you doing? Like, he's been nerfed so much since his title reign. I don't understand how you gain that aura and you suddenly become face. Like, he's a whole different asset to the team. And now you're just using him in this mid scenario. But anyway, Bronson Reed and Breakker comes out. Bronson's wearing the shoes. He stole off one of them on Raw, which is kind of funny. Mid-match, Jey Uso runs back his song because, what else is he going to do? That's all Jey Uso does. So he ran back the song mid-match. During that, Roman got his feet dragged out the ring. Jey messed up. So then Jey just, while he was yeeting on the top rope, he just got to the top, flying crossbody onto all of them. There was a funny point in the match when I think Braun Breaker had Jey Uso in a headlock in the ring, because they obviously cut the ring in half. Good old heel tactics right there. And the fans were singing Roman Reigns, and then Breaker was looking at Roman, and the cameras picked it up, and he was going, "You should have stayed away. You should have stayed away," which I thought was quite funny. So Jey gets a hot tag on Roman. You got the classic hot tag spot. And the match kind of spills to the outside. Roman gets his lick back on Braun Breaker. He spears him through the barricade. And a nice little spot later on was that Roman and Jey Uso, and considering everything they've been through over the past 5 years, they hit a one and done. It wasn't done because, the pin got broken up, and then Breaker did this great thing where he did the Kurt Angle spot where he was hyping up, he was firing up. He put the straps on just to pull them back down again. Love that, man. It's so funny. I just love when a wrestler does that in the right moment. And yeah, and another little bit of character building, I guess, which I'm surprised they didn't do last year when Roman actually came back. Is I think Breaker was going to spear Jay, and Roman took the bullet for Jay, and then the commentators played it, and then everyone played it, and then which was good because Roman is not known to be doing them things. He's not. And that's the first time he kind of did that, put himself first. And now he's like solidifying himself as a baby face. You know, he's come a long way since his days as a tribal chief. They haven't nerfed this guy though, I'll be honest. Because Prime Roman will be taking both of them out on his own. You know them ones there. So yeah, that happened. Jay hit a spear, and then Jay hit a splash on Bronson Reed. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns get the W. It was a solid match. Was it a SummerSlam level banger? Don't think so. But it was solid. It's an opener. Unfortunately, it does involve like your biggest star in the company, and he, should be doing something of more significance. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All the big matches are on tomorrow night as well, so we'll see how that goes. Next, we have the new friends of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez versus the unlikely friends who also technically not even friends yet, based on what Charlotte Flair has been saying. Alexa and Charlotte versus Roxanne and Raquel. This is, I think, how long have we been building Alexa and Charlotte? Not very long, and I guess Roxanne, this has happened because Liv got injured, so I appreciate that, this match isn't going to have much of a build. But Alexa and Charlotte, I'm really enjoying them, so I'm kind of glad they got a nice little SummerSlam spot. They squeezed them in, got the women's tag titles, got me kind of looking forward to it now. Alexa and Charlotte would start arguing right at the beginning of the match. They were arguing about who gets to start, in the scrap. Alexa ends up starting. Before that, they just both got attacked while they were arguing. And then, in doing so, Alexa ended up starting the match. Later on in the match, there was a spot where Alexa went to forearm someone in the back of the head. They ducked, and then Charlotte ate a forearm right in the jaw and sold it great. The way she fell to the floor, she kind of did like a neck bridge on the way down and just flopped to the floor. And Alexa's selling on her face was great. And later on, Alexa Bliss had someone set up for the Sister Abigail, I think it was Roxanne. And then you could see Charlotte standing up in the corner of the ring where the turnbuckle is, where her tag team were in the corner. And she looked like she was going to turn heel. And instead of that, she ran towards Alexa, lifts up the big boot, boom, straight over Alexa's head into Raquel Rodriguez's face. She didn't turn heel. She didn't turn heel. She actually saved Alexa. And then Alexa, as she's already set up, she finishes off. Boom, Sister Abigail. And then we have new tag team champions, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. They hug. They must be friends by now. I'm looking forward to it. These guys are entertaining. They're good in the ring. This is what you want from a tag team. You want some character. You want some flair. Woo! That's, no pun intended. This one, I'm not very happy about, man. I'm not going to lie. And by the way, that last match, yeah, fine, it was good. It was a women's tag match. But that's more like a filler match, opening match. That's still not a SummerSlam A-tier pay-per-view match. You know what I mean? So let's not get it twisted. I like Alexa and Charlotte, but let's not get it twisted. It's still not good enough. That would have been perfect in a match, in like a stacked card, and then they were like in between two of like the insane matches. That would have been a perfect spot for them. But, the rest of the card was so dry. That was one of the better matches there. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Now, I don't know what my feelings about Karrion Kross yet. I think he's good on the mic. I think he hasn't had enough time to show us his character. I think he hasn't had enough match time in the ring to improve in the ring. However, I thought, there was something happening. The promo he cut after Mania, he's got more consistency on TV. The promos he's been cutting on TV, I think he's been good. I thought something was building, and then he lost at Crown Jewel to Sami Zayn for no reason. And then I thought something was still building because he still continued to attack him and the feud continued. And fair play to him, he wasn't getting on TV, and he just had a singles match at SummerSlam in front of 50,000 people. So fair play to the man. I like his look. I like his mic skills. I like his entrance. And I haven't seen much of everything else, man. He hasn't had enough matches on TV or big feuds, but, there's something there if they try. But guess what happened? There was a spot, and it's a spot we see all the time. It's the same spot we saw with Cody at WrestleMania. But Charlotte offered a weapon to Sami Zayn. And he had a dilemma. And what did he do? And I just rolled my eyes because I knew exactly what he was going to do. He said no. He threw the pipe out the ring. And then Cross almost rolled him up. He didn't win. Because somehow from that, Cross ended up getting Helluva kicked in the face. And Cross lost again. Cross lost again. And as Sami was leaving the entrance ramp, he looked at Cross in the eye and he said, "We are done." And I don't think he means we, as in him and Cross. I think he means him, Triple H, the WWE. Because why does this man keep losing? Why are you wasting all this time investing on him? Crowds are chanting for him. You've got him on TV. You had him show up in a match at WrestleMania. You're having him in backstage segments. You're having him in interviews inside the arena on TV. You're having him interviews at the entrance ramp inside the TV. He talks all this crud about, all he does is talk. Every week, he has a segment of him talking now. So why couldn't you just have him win? What a waste of time. Why did Sami need this win? Sami is at the point in his career, yeah? Okay, yeah, he hasn't won a world title yet, sure. You could have Sami Zayn job out for a year and he could come back with a world title underdog story. Like, Sami's at that point in his career. He's got too much history now. He's been in the business for like 15, 20 years. Been in the WWE for 10 years. He's main evented WrestleMania. He beat Gunther for his IC title. He's got so much. Like, he can get put in that slot. He could have just lost. I don't know why they keep doing this. Sami Zayn beat Breaker in his first pay-per-view match. He stopped Chad Gable from winning his Intercontinental title. He's beating Karrion Kross. I don't know what this obsession is with Sami Zayn. I don't know. I love Sami Zayn, but in these scenarios, it's not his time, surely. So yeah, that result pissed me off. This match wasn't great either. And that's that. This was your A-tier pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. SummerSlam. I hope the second night's better, because at least I know from an in-ring perspective, a 6-team TLC tag match is gonna bang. If Cena Cody is babyface, that'll probably bang. Lyra Becky should bang, but I feel like there's gonna be some Bayley shenanigans that might ruin the whole thing, and we've seen it loads of times. The cage match could bang, but same thing. We're just gonna get bloodline interference. It's gonna be the same, same old booking we've always seen. I don't know, but it should be better. If the booking isn't ridiculous, it should be better. And yeah. Next we had oh wait, this is another one. I got a problem with. Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Championship. Jade Cargill looks like a star. Look, there's not many people left in the WWE. I remember on SmackDown, Michael Cole was saying how Tala Tonga is the biggest guy on the roster. What? How is that? What's happened to this business, man? Like, you used to talk about guys like Andre the Giant. You used to talk about guys like, The Undertaker, Kane, 2000s. You used to talk about guys like Batista. You know what I'm saying? Even the 10s, the big guys were still like Undertaker, Great Khali. And now you're telling Tala Tonga is the biggest. Like, people don't have that aura anymore. People don't even look the part anymore, bruv. You know what I mean? The standards have dropped. The standards have dropped. These are meant to be larger than life characters. Jade Cargill looks like someone who's that. How many women have you ever seen in your life that looks like that? Or in the WWE, in the history of the WWE? Not many at all. She got that aura. She's still got some time to improve in the ring. The mic is, needs some time too. But sometimes when your opponent is not great on the mic, she's a bit rusty on the ring, because she made Charlotte Flair look bad at WrestleMania, I think. Look, I guess you know where I'm going with this, but Tiffany Stratton won. Tiffany's had that title for about 8 months now, but Tiffany Stratton won. Tiffany sucks. She's not ready, bruv. Some would argue Jade Cargill's not ready, but you got to respect the larger than life aspect of things. Like, even if look how people like. Okay, you wanna tell me Andre the Giant? I said Andre the Giant earlier. You want to tell me Andre the Giant was, the most technical or fast or athletic in the ring? You want to tell me that he was good on the mic? His English wasn't great either. But sometimes you need that kind of aura, that kind of superstar, larger than life character to spice things up a little bit. Because if Jade Cargill had that title, that every match she'd go in, there would be some kind of anticipation saying, who the hell is going to beat her? Until she runs into Bianca Belair or something. Do you know what I mean? Also, we've tried this Tiffany experiment. It's been 8 months. It's not working. Also, she's had her WrestleMania. She's had a Money in the Bank. She's had her WrestleMania title match and won and beat a 16-time world champion in it. Why are we dragging this out? Because who's going to beat her now? Who is going to beat her now? Bianca's injured. Everyone else is on Raw. There's nobody on... Naomi moved to Raw. There's no one on SmackDown. So who's going to do it now? Anyway, so that happened. Yeah, it's probably going to be Nia Jax versus Tiffany for like the 20th time, isn't it? Yeah, so that's how that went down. Jade hit her finisher. There was a botch in there because Tiffany couldn't reach the ropes, and then Jade kind of had to like lean really far back, and then she almost grabbed her leg and put it on the rope for her, so there was a rope break. And then later on, Jade went from her finisher from the middle rope, jaded. Tiffany flipped out, and then Jade fell to the mat. Tiffany gets up, PME, prettiest moonsault ever, and then Tiffany won. This sucks. This stuff sucks. Like, try something new. If something's not working, just try something else. Try it. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, a first title reign, for a first reign, when you're 25, 26, 8 months, when you got called up last year, apparently that's not long enough. Like, she can lose it and then come back. Because also, Tiffany's character has not developed one bit since she won the title. One bit. She didn't even properly turn face. She didn't properly turn face either. She's not developed one bit. She's had no, like... I barely know if she's a heel or a face. She's just going after bad guys now, most of the time. And I can't tell you what dilemma or what kind of against all odds or what kind of struggles or anything, any babyface arc. Because she ain't had nothing. Yeah? So we should have moved on. We should have just tried something else. And if she lost the title, that's like the easiest storyline to give someone a little bit of babyface arc, the redemption arc. It's so easy. But no, we've got to drag everything out in the Triple H era. Next we had Logan Paul, Drew, Jelly Roll, Randy Orton. And I'll be honest, I wasn't happy with the position that Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre was being put in. And to be honest, I'm still not. But the booking of this match was really good, and Jelly Roll was great celebrity involvement. I think he was great, and I think they still kind of mostly respected the rules or the kayfabe of professional wrestling, mostly. Because I say that because Jelly Roll didn't really get his shots in. Jelly Roll sold like he was in a car crash, which he should have, while the others managed to continue. So that's good. You don't want to have... I hate when, celebrities come in and then they go toe-to-toe with like a former world champion. Like, come on, man. But at least they didn't do that here. Jelly Roll tagged himself in at the beginning. And then, he scrapped with Logan for a little bit, got a few punches in, but then Logan got the upper hand. Then Logan tags Drew McIntyre. And then Jelly Roll goes to tag Randy and he goes, nah. I'm going to fight Drew McIntyre. And then Randy was like, what? What are you doing? Oh, he showed a bit of heart. He goes to do it. I don't think it went very well. He got beaten up for a while. And then, the match spilled to the outside. We had Randy dropping some back suplexes onto the announcer tables to both of them, I think. Logan hit a lucky punch to Jelly Roll, kind of knocked him out kind of thing. Pretty sure Randy got claymored on the outside while his head was leaning on the announcer table as well. And while Randy was down, this is where the match started to get a little bit entertaining, a little bit good. I started to like it from here. Jelly Roll's on the table, on the announce table, and Logan Paul hits a beautiful frog splash off the turnbuckle to the outside of the ring, through the announcer table on Jelly Roll. Just before he did it, he put his sunglasses on. He had 2 bottles of Prime. He smashed it together like Austin did with his beers, threw them, Frog splash, great height, straight through, great aim, straight through the table, and it was a great spot. That table just smashed into pieces. It's always good when you get a nice table break, not like a bocce one. And, and fair play to Jelly Roll, man. Fair play for taking that spot, man. Because if I was, I would also want to take that spot. Let's be honest. But fair play to Jelly Roll for taking that. Respect to you, man. And this is the best bit of the match. The way Jelly Roll sold it, he sold it like he was in a car crash, bro. He sold it like he was about to see God, bruv. He was down. There was like 10 doctors coming. There was a point where I was like, wait, is he actually injured? But then the cameras kept turning him to him a little bit too much. And I was like, yeah, probably not. If he was injured, they probably wouldn't show him on the cameras too much. But it was great. I think he sold it well. And it took a while. Like, it took him like 10 minutes. And during those 10 minutes, Logan, Drew, and Randy were having like a 2v1 in the ring. Those two were still tagging in and out. Randy was trying to hold his own. And as these 10 minutes go on, Logan's like waving to Jelly Roll, laughing at him. Jelly Roll's kind of getting carried all the way to the entrance ramp. He's at the entrance ramp, and then Randy hits a superplex on Drew McIntyre in the ring. But he's got no one to tag. So what's he going to do? And then Jelly Roll, he starts firing up on the outside. He turns around, starts firing up, gets on the apron. Boom! He gets the hot tag. He started, hitting clotheslines on Logan. He grabbed Logan for a choke slam, and to be honest, he held the choke for too long, and it made Logan look a bit dumb because he held it for so long. Like, in that time, Logan should have kayfabe kicked him in the gut or something. But it's match psychology. I don't expect him to know all that. Held it for a little bit too long, but he hit the choke slam. Boom. Drew McIntyre comes in, ducks a line. Drew McIntyre bounces off the rope. He catches him, wins a change. Or what do they call it? Black Hole Slam now? Someone else. Whose move was Black Hole Slam? It was someone. Michael Cole called it the Black Roll Slam, I think. He kept coming up with puns. It was quite funny. But yeah, wins a change is what I know it as. Shout out Wade Barrett. And then, there was another spot where I think he scoop slammed Logan Paul out the air as well. But then, unfortunately, bang, he eats a Claymore from Drew McIntyre. Randy comes in, RKO's Drew McIntyre. Somehow Randy Orton ends up outside the ring. I can't remember how. Logan Paul comes up, splash on Jelly Roll. 1, 2, 3. Logan and Drew get the W. This match doesn't have any consequences, so it doesn't really matter. But for what it was, celebrity involvement, tag match, it was good. It was entertaining. That second half post announcer table frog splash was entertaining. It didn't disrespect kayfabe too much. The selling Jelly Roll selling of the announce table splash was great. But yeah, again, like it did its job. But it's similar to the women's tag match where if there was if this is a SummerSlam we're talking about, this is like should be WrestleMania B. Do you know what I mean? Within a stacked card, 5-star matches all over, like these are the ones that could fit in. But when the whole card is kind of a shambles, then it's not great, is it? It's not great. But finally, CM Punk, just like he did WrestleMania Night 1 alongside his co-workers, he has once again, alongside his co-worker, saved Night 1 of a 2-night pay-per-view. Because here comes the main event. It's for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's CM Punk versus World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. Bum, 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 bum. I think this was great. The match had everything. It kind of had a similar arc to a lot of the Gunther matches, because Gunther Randy had a very similar arc. Gunther Sammy at WrestleMania had a very similar arc as well. And that arc is... we'll get to it. It started off very technical. A feeling out process. We had wrist locks, we had neck bridges, we had hammer locks, we had chin lock reversals, and then we get into the, and then we get into the Gunther starts cooking his opponent for a little bit. He was getting chops, he was getting put in abdominal stretches, he was getting thrown about all over the ring, he was getting booted in the face, booted off the apron, and then this is the bit where, this happened to Randy, this happened to Sammy, like, Gunther just starts cooking his opponent, and then... you start to see the hope spots. I think when Punk was in an abdominal stretch, he almost reversed it into his own abdominal stretch, but then Gunther got the upper hand again. there was a point when Punk he did get Gunther in a sharpshooter, and then the announcer was like, "Oh, he tapped at WrestleMania. Is he gonna tap here?" And then it ended with Gunther putting Punk back into a sharpshooter. And then later on, I think Gunther's back in the phase where he's just laying it in on Punk, and he had him in a chin lock. And Gunther does not forget, because he was trash talking CM Punk, and he was saying, "Who's the kid now? Call me a kid now. Call me that again." While he had him in a headlock, wrenching it in, which I think was quite good. And I think Gunther put Punk into Gunther put Punk into a sharpshooter. Punk actually reversed it into a sharpshooter as well. There was a weird bit, I think it was in the sharpshooter, where Punk was, I think he was in pain, and he was, motioning with his hand, but the motion looked like he was tapping out. He wasn't, but it just didn't come across great on TV. I don't know why he did that. And I think throughout the match, Gunther hit 3 powerbombs on Punk, and he kicked out of all of them, but for some reason, none of them delivered very well. They all looked a bit weak. Normally Gunther hits a powerbomb, like he grabs them and he drags them all the way down into through the mat almost. And these ones all looked a bit weak for some reason. I don't know if it was a botch. I don't know if we're just protecting Punk's back or something. But yeah. Punk was looking strong. He got heart, man. He got heart. He's always had heart. He's kicking out of power bombs. He's getting his ass kicked. It's going well, and he's still having the hope spots. I think it was a long match, but I think it deserved that time. And then spilled to the outside, and this is where the match kind of turned, because Gunther got a bit ahead of himself. He got a bit cocky, and he got onto the announce table and he started taunting it to the audience, taunting to the announcers, and then Punk grabbed Gunther's legs, swept them, and then Gunther dropped, bang, face first onto an announce table. Punk rolls into the ring, and then Gunther, as he slyly gets up slowly, and his head comes, above, he comes above the height of the announce table, and all you see is his face covered in his own blood. And the commentators really sold it well. The commentators were saying, "I don't think I've ever seen Gunther taste his own blood in a match before." There was, the WrestleMania build where he was covered in blood, but that was Jimmy Uso's blood, which is pretty mad. But yeah, this might have been the first time. I can't remember him bleeding either, to be honest. So that happened. Then Punk started laying it in on him. He saw his opportunity. He started smelling blood. Punk hit him with the knee in the corner. Gunther was blinded. His eyes were covered in blood. He was blinded. And then Punk just got him into a corner, started laying him, bang, 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 fist to the face, forearms to the face. And then there was another hope spot. CM Punk gets Gunther up for the GTS. CM Punk has still not hit a GTS in this match, which I thought was great, because he's taken finishes, but he still hasn't hit his. And I thought that was great. Nice little bit of patience, bit of psychology, because when he eventually hits it, it's going to build some tension, some excitement. CM Punk finally gets him up for the GTS, and then, oh no, even while covered in blood, Gunther grabs him in a sleeper, drops down to the floor, and don't let blood tell you that Gunther is down, because that don't stop that man. He's still got him in a sleeper. Gunther might win this. Punk gets out, and then Punk somehow gets him up. Bang! GTS. And then Gunther is stood there stunned. He's still looking at the lights. He's not on the ground yet. He's still upright. He's trying to catch his balance, but he's very, very stunned. It's almost stunned like you get stunned in a video game. Or if you've ever seen that video of Triple H in a house show, go search it, where he's stunned for an entire ad break, and he kind of sold it like that. It's pretty funny. He's stunned. CM Punk is groggy. He gets back, he kind of stands up straight again. He's weak. Picks him up again. Bang! A double G80 GTS. And then he gets down. 1, 2, 3, and CM Punk is your new World Heavyweight Champion after 10 years. Is it 10? I think it's more. He left 11 years ago. I think when Rumble 2013, I think that was his last title reign. Royal Rumble 2013, so 12 and a half years later. I never thought I'd see the day. Thank God I did, but CM Punk was back on top of the mountain. Back on top of the mountain. Or is he? Because out comes... So Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out on crutches. He's got a fat knee brace on him. He comes out on crutches with a massive knee brace, and Paul Heyman right next to him. Paul Heyman is carrying the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Seth Rollins is limping. He's limping, and I was watching the screen, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if how much of a hater would Seth Rollins be if he cashed in while he was injured? Like he limped to the ring and he's like, no, I'm not letting you. I can't see you on top. I can't see you with a world title. I always said you are not going to be world champion as long as I'm breathing. Wouldn't it be funny if he was actually injured and he cashed it in and he was limping the whole match, whole cash-in match, and still somehow like, you know, got Braun and Braun to interfere in with? That would have been hilarious. And then he just went home while injured. Get carried home in an ambulance or something. I thought that would be hilarious. But no, he actually looked like he was injured. He was hobbling, and you know he didn't have a mic or anything. But he was. You could hit the cameras caught it, and you could hear Rollins looking at him and shouting. He was like, "You better hold on to that. I've got until June. You better enjoy it while you can." Paul Heyman said it as well. Paul Heyman was like, "Yeah, he's got till June to cash it in. Don't you worry." And it was a threat. And he walked away. He turned around and he was leaving. And then as he was leaving, he had his back to the camera. He had his back to Punk. Paul Heyman had his back to the camera. Paul Heyman had his back to Punk. And then Seth Rollins stopped. He stopped and then he threw away both crutches. He was stood upright. He turned around and he took the knee brace off. This man was faking it. This man was faking his injury. This man is the hater of the year. This man is a hater of a generation. Now, how do I feel about faking injuries in this sport? I don't know, because injuries can be real and injuries can be really bad. I've had wrestling injuries before, and loads of people in this business have. So I don't know how I feel about that, but it was great. It's hard to play with reality when you have Triple H dropping documentaries about how scripted everything is. So they managed to do it. I kind of like it. It's a bit edgy, but I kind of like it. It's something I don't really like tempting fate and things like that, to be honest. Because, yeah, I personally wouldn't. But I was entertained. I was surprised. I'll take it. Because then Seth Rollins took his shirt off and he took the briefcase. He ran to the ring. He started brawling with CM Punk and he laid into CM Punk with that briefcase. Like, he was hitting him. Bro, this man hates Punk, bro. You know the way he stomped CM Punk? Double stomped him at the Rumble? Or was it to Reigns? He double stomped one of them. It was like he was hitting this man in the back of the head with a briefcase. Like unprotected headshots. Briefcase straight to the forehead, straight to the back of the head. Unprotected. CM Punk didn't have his hands up. Like, this man may actually hate him for real. So he did that. He grabbed the referee. He cashed in that briefcase. He hit a curb stomp. And then 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins with the ruse of the century. Seth Rollins is your world heavyweight champion. And CM Punk was world champion for 5 minutes. And I can't believe it. I've been waiting for CM Punk to win a world title for 12 and a half years. For 10 of those years, I just wanted him back in the WWE. He finally did it. And this feud... I don't know what to say about this feud no more, you know. Because I was ready for it to end. Because they gave away, you know, the WrestleMania match on Netflix Raw. Then they had another one in a cage. Then they had the WrestleMania Triple Threat. And I was kind of done with it. But this is kind of... if they stay away from each other for a while, they need to stay away from each other for a while. And then fight somewhere big. Just don't even interact. Like, just give Punk a few months off. Because either you do it at the next pay-per-view or you do it somewhere big. Because we're running out of fuel here now. But I thought this was enough to reignite the flame. But yeah, let's see what this goes. Because I think this will supercharge the rivalry a little bit. Because I think that segment was great. The injury faking was great. I just hope they don't run it into the ground and make it go really stale. So, you know, just play it carefully. And I think this could be great. And have Seth Rollins come out and cut a promo that isn't just, I'm a revolutionary, I'm Seth Rollins, I'm a visionary, sing my music. If he doesn't do that every single week and he actually talks about something the way Punk does, we might get somewhere with this. But yeah, that was excellent close to the show. The rest of the show was trash. Had some nice moments, but overall, it wasn't a SummerSlam pay-per-view. Main event was a SummerSlam main event. Main event segment was a SummerSlam main event. We love SummerSlam cash-ins. How many times have we seen a cash-in at SummerSlam? Del Rio, Randy Orton, who else did? Randy Orton, Del Rio? There's been more. I can't think of them right now. But SummerSlam's great. That was great. Punk is great. Seth Rollins, he's great. I don't like his faction though. I don't like his storyline with his faction, but Seth is great. And we need a proper payoff. Because this is the main event we were meant to get at WrestleMania 40. 40. We need a proper payoff. Like a 5-star banger. and hopefully this is the way to get there, you know? But yeah, that's SummerSlam night 1. Hopefully night 2 smashes it out the park. I want to see something big with Cena and Cody. And at the very least, the ladder match is going to bang. All right. Until tomorrow.